This is a run-through of how the Max Patch works. If we see here, this is the window that opens when the app starts, and it opens up in basically in runtime mode. There's two modes. There's programming mode and runtime mode. Programming mode has to be done inside MaximSP, and runtime has to be is done when you export the app. But at the moment, I'll just run through how you can program a scene. So, using the iPad, using TouchOSC in the iPad, we can see that I am controlling each of these different faders. Now the first three stand for the foreground lights, which are LED DMX based. The next three control the background lights, and the seventh one controls the dimmer for the moving light fixtures, and the eighth one controls the brightness of the red headlights. So if we set a nice scene here, and you can see that there's two different scenes. There's a green one, which is scene A, and a red one, which is scene B. And we can actually cross in between those. I'll just set a quick scene here on scene B, and if we just look at the output here, these are the DMX messages that are being sent out. They're actually changing and crossing in between the two. I suppose where this first message was 154 before, now it is 115 right here. So now if we want to save that into a submaster, we can just look over here and go into submaster 1, which directly mimics the output from either of the scenes. And if you just press the program button at the top of the master page on the iPad, I press it there and it saves. So we have 115, 126, 89, 00, 172, 128, and 111. Those are the ones that are coming out of scene B. Now if I were to change that to scene A just by changing the two faders there again, we could see that they change. So now this will be saved in the computer for just whenever basically it comes up. So now we do that. I'll turn down all the scenes, and I just bring up the master fader, which brings that up there from when I saved it before. The way I did that is, if the number coming into the master fader is above 10%, then it triggers that preset basically. So we can see I go up to another one, it triggers another preset. Another one there triggers that preset. I also have the submasters also control the fixture speed, or the fixtures, anything in the fixtures, which will be demonstrated later on in the video. So I'll leave that there. And if at any time we want to just look at the output here, we have the foreground lights here, 7 channels of DMX control, the background lights, 7 channels of DMX control, because they're the same type of lights. Then the redheads, which is just 4 channels, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, because I originally planned to have 4 redheads. And Chromospot 1 and Chromospot 2, which are the 2 moving lights. And so, that is the quick demonstration of the usability inside MaximSP. Okay, so this is just a quick run through of my FYP. You're able to select scenes, and each of those scenes would have different controls. You have a foreground red, foreground green, and a foreground blue, and those are just lights in the foreground. And you have background red, green, and blue again. And on this one there is a dimmer for the moving spotlights, and there's a dimmer for the white lights, the white red, or the redheads in the front. So through all of those you can program a submaster, but we'll do that in a minute because we need to do fixer control at the moment, or for now. So select a light. We have X and Y control, so I can go left, right, up and down with 540 degrees of rotation on that light. We'll just go back up there. And there's a few things we can do here. We can change colors. We can change a gobo, and a gobo is just basically something that the light projects through. So you can see there's a pattern there. You can focus it. And you could actually have a second wheel of gobo, which you can focus in between the two. So you see a square there, you see a square pattern there. We can rotate one of those gobos. There, you can see that now. Rotate it fast or slow. Another thing we can add on is a prism. So I'll turn that on, and that rotates clockwise and counterclockwise as well, fast and slow. And there's also a strobe function. This is just on the light that it's doing it itself. But the thing that I have done on my own is motion, which basically you turn that on, and it's the computer is I program the computer to control the lights itself. So it just changes the range of motion. You can make a bigger size with a smaller speed, which the light kind of goes around the place, but you can also change the center point of that light on the fly. And basically, in order to set a preset, you just click the top button there, and that's it, basically. And that should save.